Good morning. In the process of teaching meditation, I've come to some other concepts or methodology that seem to be very important, and I want to share this one with you. I call it self-talk. Now, the whole idea of this is to help you get to the root, the real thing that's on your mind, and help you face that and bring it up and into the light for yourself. Now, that sounds like gobbledygook, but what we do is we have all these conversations going on in our head, and they're constant, and we all have them, but we don't talk about them. I mean, how do you talk about inane chatter like that? And some of it we don't even want to admit. But I found that if you bring those sentences and scenarios up and actually speak them out loud, and not only speak them out loud, but debate yourself over the thought, things begin to happen. And the reason is that the reasoning begins to dissipate, and you begin to hear the shallowness of the parts that don't hold water, if you will. And if you're a good debater, it will begin to mold itself into either nothing at all, and you say, well, I'm beginning to see how silly this is, or there's another phenomenon that happens, and that is when there is some space between the debate voice back and forth, up pops some beautiful wisdom that you've never even thought of before. Now, there's a catch to this, and that is this. You need to record it on your phone. You need to hit record. Now, you can delete it just as soon as you've listened to it. But there's another phenomenon that happens when you hit the record button. It's something that just innately happens when all of a sudden what you're saying is being captured. And you find yourself getting more into it, more serious about what you're saying, trying to be more forthcoming about what you're saying. And even if it starts off with something, I don't know, I hate to give examples because you think that that's what it's supposed to be like, and it can be anything that you want. But say you say something like, I'm sick and tired of Sally down the street and how she parades around in clothes that are inappropriate. That's the silliest thing I can come up with right now. And the debate voice says, well, why does that bother you so much? Other side says, well, it's just something I don't like to look at. The other says, well, what would you prefer her to wear? Obviously, the other side would say, well, I want her to have more clothes on. Are you afraid? And the other side says, are you afraid that whoever your husband is watching her? Anyway, it goes, and eventually you begin to say things that just begin to sound silly, or you begin to see the silliness of it, and then it just loses its importance. Now, there are many things that you could discuss that would be much more important than what Sally has on down the street. And I have over and over and over again experienced such a release when you do this. You come to something that is absolutely brilliant, actually. You can and often do. So I call it self-talk. You hit the record button and you begin to talk. I suggest you try it. It takes a little bit of nerve. And yes, you need to delete them. I've had a situation where I forgot to delete them, and that wasn't so good because you're talking about very, very personal things. So try it. You will be glad you did. Talk to you later. Namaste. Namaste.